Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to break down a really powerful idea in education, active learning. It's a concept that challenges the whole idea of the traditional lecture, so let's dive right in.
Okay, so let's start with a question that really gets to the heart of it. We've just kind of assumed for centuries that if someone's at the front of the room talking, they're teaching. But this question forces us to think, is the action of teaching the same as the result of learning?
So, to really get why active learning is such a game changer, we first have to pinpoint the problem it's trying to solve. And that means we need to take a hard look at the most common teaching method on the planet, the lecture.
This, right here, taken from a university teaching seminar, lays out the basic assumption behind any lecture, right? It's seen as this simple, one-way street. I talk, you listen, and boom, teaching has happened. But that equation leaves out the most important part. Did anyone actually learn anything?
And that, of course, brings us right back to this killer question. If all a lecture does is transfer information, we have to ask, how much of that info is really landing? The moment you shift your focus from what the instructor is doing to what the student is getting, the whole picture changes. All right, so this is where it gets super interesting. Research shows exactly why that information transfer just doesn't work a lot of the time. There are three huge roadblocks. First, let's be honest, our minds wander. It's almost impossible to pay perfect attention the whole time. Second, students might zone out because they think they already know this stuff. But this third one, this is the real kicker. A lecture almost never confronts a student's existing misunderstandings. They can leave the room with the same wrong idea they came in with. Okay, so if just sitting there and passively listening isn't the answer, then what is? Well, this leads us to a huge shift in thinking about education, moving away from just receiving information and toward actively engaging with it.
And the alternative is something called active learning. The key words here are student-centered and actively explore. It's a complete flip of the script. The learner isn't a spectator anymore. They're a key player in the game.
And here's the thing. This isn't just about doing fun activities for the sake of it. Active learning has some really specific goals. It's designed to create an information gap, basically a reason why you need to learn this. It makes you realize what you know, but more importantly, what you don't know. And finally, it pushes you to actually say your ideas out loud, which is one of the best ways to make new knowledge stick. So that all sounds great in theory, right? But what does it actually look like when you do it? Let's check out a couple of really powerful and practical strategies.
Well, one of the most popular, and honestly one of the simplest strategies, is something called think, pair, share. This is a technique you can drop into pretty much any presentation or lecture to instantly get people involved. And it's exactly what it sounds like. A super simple three-step process. First, the instructor gives you a question, and you get a quiet moment to just think. Then you pair up with someone next to you and talk about your ideas. And finally, some of the pairs share their thoughts with the whole room, so everyone gets to hear different ways of thinking about it. And the power in this little technique is huge, For the teacher, it's a quick gut check to see if people are actually getting it. For the students, talking it over with someone else can totally clarify a confusing idea. And it encourages what's called metacognition, basically getting you to think about how you're thinking. And that is such a critical skill for learning anything. Okay, so another really powerful tool in the toolbox is using case-based methods. This is all about taking abstract ideas and grounding them in messy, real-world problems. It makes learning feel important and, frankly, a lot more interesting. And you can approach this in a couple of different ways. On one hand, you have case-based learning, which is more open-ended. It gives students a complex problem that probably doesn't have one right answer. On the other hand, you have the case study method, which is a bit more structured, where the instructor guides the analysis with specific questions. Either way, it's an amazing way to build critical thinking. All right, let's pull all of this together. Why does this shift from passive to active learning change everything? What's the big deal? Well, the answer actually takes us right back to those problems we talked about in the very beginning. Remember those three reasons why traditional lectures often fail? Active learning strategies are pretty much designed to fix every single one of them. Yeah, this table just lays it out so clearly. Problem? Students' minds are wandering. Solution? Active learning makes you engage with the task. Problem? They think they already know it all. Solution? Well, now they have to actually apply that knowledge. And the big one, misconceptions go unchallenged. But with active learning, talking with your peers is one of the best ways to bring those misunderstandings out into the open so they can be fixed. It's a direct counterpunch to the lecture's weaknesses. And that really leaves us with this final big picture question.
Active learning shows us that real education isn't about pushing information from one person to another. It's about creating the conditions that inspire someone to learn for themselves. And that's a huge shift in thinking for any teacher, any manager, or really anyone who wants to make knowledge actually stick.